Thank you so much. What a fantastic day. Really appreciate everybody coming out today to help us celebrate this momentous birthday for the National Park System. I want to thank Superintendent Prokop for unveiling that remarkable and wonderful Stephen Mather plaque and for your kind remarks today. I want to thank the community of Orick for being such a fantastic partner, both with the park and with our efforts to fulfill the vision here at this site and put on a terrific event today. I want to thank the Yurok tribe and Chairman O'Rourke for his terrific opening today. California State Parks, our partner for many decades. Jeff Baumke is here today and for his terrific leadership of this landscape. The Redwoods Park Conservancy for all that they've done to help put on today's event. And to many of the Save the Redwoods League directors and counselors and staff members and members that are here to help us celebrate and to enjoy the heart of the Redwood Forest together. So thank you all so much. Stephen Mather helped to establish both the National Park Service and Save the Redwoods League within the span of just a couple of years. And today we celebrate his visionary spirit and all who have kept that spirit alive over the decades since. It is truly fitting to have this celebration here in this place, a power spot of cultural heritage, of ecological significance, of industrial history, and of restorative potential. This is a site where the past and the future come together. In the early 1920s, when Save the Redwoods League began protecting land in what would become Redwood National and State Park, our early leaders recognized that this was the world's most superlative forest. Since our founding in 1918, the League has protected over 55,000 acres in this area through the purchase and transfer of more than 140 separate properties to Redwood National and State Parks. Redwood National and State Parks is home to the world's tallest trees, some trees that have been growing since the Roman Empire. This forest has been here for millions of years. Another of Save the Redwoods League's founders, longtime National Park Service education leader, John C. Merriam, referred to the Redwood Forest as the original face of nature. And our researchers have recently discovered that the Redwood Forest serves another vital purpose for our planet. Throughout millions of years, the Redwood Forest has been absorbing and storing carbon from the atmosphere more per acre than any other ecosystem on the planet. And the bigger and older the redwood trees get, the more they grow and the more carbon they sequester. Our research team found a single tree in Redwood National and State Parks that has put on more than 2,000 pounds of wood in a single year, in just one tree. Knowing how vital these forests are, it brings a new level of solemn urgency to their continued conservation, restoration, and stewardship. Together we created these parks, which shelter nearly half of the world's remaining old-growth redwood forests. Parks that inspire awe and wonder in the hearts of visitors like no other place on earth. But we all know that there is more to this park. There's more to this story. More than the world's tallest trees. More than nature's cathedral. More than a forest of ancient ambassadors from another time, as John Steinbeck called the old-growth redwood forest. More even than the millions of moments of awe and inspiration that have accumulated on the trails through these forests across generations. Because we know that Redwood National and State Parks is as much about the future as it is about the past. 73% of the land in Redwood National Park is young redwood forest. These are the areas where by the time the park secured the land, the ancient trees had already been cut down, but the next generation of redwoods was already growing from the stumps. And the forest, if not the trees, could still be saved. Redwood National and State Parks is a park with a restoration vision. Forest managers are working with Save the Redwoods League, with California State Park staff, and as we learned with Yurok tribe, to restore the natural function to these forests and accelerate the return of old-growth forest conditions, healing this superlative forest for future generations. We know how important the redwood forest is, that the redwoods are the most powerful lungs on the planet, that this landscape, if allowed to heal and function naturally, is among the most resilient habitats in the world. As ecological systems across the globe continue to change in the coming decades, what we do here in this forest that we steward together will be our sustainability, our refuge, and our resilience. This is America's forest, saved for the world through America's greatest idea, our national park system. And we have the opportunity to not only save and admire these ancient trees and restore the park's young forest, but to reimagine the future of this very spot at the gateway to our World Heritage Site. Since our acquisition of this property over 2 years ago, and in response to the National Park Service's need to potentially relocate the current visitor center out of the tsunami zone and estuary floodplain, we have been leading a stakeholder engagement visioning process to design a new replacement gateway facility here at this site. The League is working with the National Park Service and other partners to create an opportunity to design a vision for a new gateway to the world's tallest trees. While there is still a long way to go, including much work to secure the necessary funding from both public and private sources, this is an incredible opportunity to redefine how the National Park Service welcomes visitors to this region. Save the Redwoods League and the National Park Service and our partners pieced together this landscape over the last century, but our work is just beginning. The second century of our partnership will be even more inspiring than the first. We will redouble our efforts to conserve and save the redwoods. We will heal the young redwood forest to become the old growth of future generations. We will welcome the public to this place through this gateway to the world's tallest trees and tell the story of the forest that sustains and inspires us today and into the future. Save the Redwoods League is thrilled to congratulate the National Park Service on their centennial anniversary, proud to work shoulder to shoulder with them and our partners in this truly special place. And it's with Stephen Mather's visionary spirit in mind that we, the two organizations that he helped to establish 100 years ago, fully commit to a second century of our work together. Thank you all.